Next up is going to be a review for Legend of the Lost Locket. Legend of the Lost Locket is another Hallmark film that debuted early on Hallmark Movies Now, but it just debuted on Hallmark Channel this past weekend. The issue is, this movie I was not excited for in the least. I was not excited for this movie in the least. But I was going in optimistic because I went into plenty of the Christmas films with no expectations, and I was blown away. This movie, however, did not do the same for me. I wanted to love this film. It didn't work. What does work is Natasha Burnett. Natasha Burnett delivers, and so does Viv Leacock. Two good leads, but the chemistry is not there with this script. They don't do enough to bring in the romance in this film. When an antique expert takes on a quest to find a long-lost locket that promises to bring the wearer true love, she finds herself in conflict with, but also attracted to, the town sheriff. This is a very cliched story. It brings in a bit of a mystery aspect, and we've seen this all before. We've seen this same story before. We've seen, okay, let's find this lost recipe of my grandma's. Let's look for this, in this case, a locket. When you do that, it's very risky because you're not going to give a whole lot to the romance if you just pay attention to the locket. And you don't pay attention to the locket enough, you give too much on the romance. So you're not doing a nice total balance of your genres here. I wanted more. But they didn't give me more. They gave me a story about the locket. And the locket did have an intriguing promise to it. The first, not even the first half, the first like 20, 30 minutes of this film were really enjoyable. And then it gets slow. That's when it gets slow. And that's when I lost all interest in it, right? I lost all interest in this film right after the 30-minute mark. With a 2-hour runtime with the credits included, when I watched this on my DVR from Friendly, this movie really, really did not work for me. I was sitting there waiting for it to end. While the chemistry is there on screen with these two, they have good on-screen chemistry. It's the script that's the issue. You have to have good written chemistry. It's the lines they read. It doesn't matter how well they perform. It doesn't matter how good their on-screen chemistry is. What matters is, do you write good dialogue to build this romance? And they don't do that enough in this Hallmark romance film. Now, they're trying to make this not where it's a romance, where it's more of like a mystery. And the mystery is not all that intriguing either. So the mystery not being intriguing and the romance not being all that intriguing defeats the whole purpose of your freaking film. Legend of the Lost Locket is a disappointing Hallmark film that I wanted more from. The cinematography is great. I did really enjoy the nice, bright spring tone to this film. It had a very nice, old-timey feel to it as well. I enjoyed the sets in this, the backgrounds, the costumes, especially on Viv Leacock. Phenomenal costumes on him. I really enjoyed his hat. That was a beautiful hat. I don't know whether that's a fisherman's cap or what it is, but I really enjoyed that one. And yes, I'm geeking out over a hat. Whoopee. Legend of the Lost Locket is a really promising Hallmark film, but it just didn't capitalize on anything. Legend of the Lost Locket is going to be getting a pretty low 2.5 out of 5 from me. I wanted more. It didn't deliver. But with that being said, with Hallmark, I've got what I've been expecting from some of them.